sponsor and the COA family. Una ko pong tanong ay tungkol sa inyong website. I understand that pag binuksan po natin yung inyong website, ang makikita ang mga annual audit report ay noong pang taong 2023. Ngayon po ay October 2025 na po tayo. My first question is, may I know why medyo naantala po ang pag-publish ng mga AARs sa inyong website?
Thank you for the question, English interpreter. The COA's reliance is on our GAA EA8 General Appropriation Act that for 2024 annual audit report will be reported on or before December 15, 2025. Yun po ang the basis of hindi pa late o naantala pa, hindi pa kasi hanggang pang December 15, 2025 yung publication ng 2024 annual audit report.
Kaya ako po tinatanong yan dahil parang nasasayangan po kami pagka halimbawa meron kaming iniimbestigahan na ahensya at gusto din namin makita ano bang latest COA annual audit report on that particular agency or department, ay hindi namin ma-access. But if the problem is the special provision in the GAA, baka po naman ay pwede natin ayusin yan darating na itong 2026 for GAA.
However, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, if the good gentleman may or anytime can request from the COA the annual audit report for 2024. And also, this report has already been submitted to the concerned agencies. Transmitted to the concerned agencies.
Thank you, distinguished sponsor. Pang-ayon po sa Section 100 ng 2025 GAA, mayroon din nakalagay na aside from the annual audit reports, ay dapat isama din po ang pag-publish ng mga status reports on action taken within 60 days by the appropriate agencies. Pwede ko po malaman kung alin yung mga agency na medyo kilala na nagiging delayed o late sa pag-submit ng kanilang mga status reports?
The reason for the delay is because of the agency's failure to submit on time the AAPC, Agency Action Plan Status of Implementation and Recommendation. So, tawag na yan, AAPC. So, ito po ang dahilan bakit late mag-upload. Matagal mag-submit yung agency concern.
So, masasabi po natin as a general rule ay talagang delayed ang submission po ng mga status reports despite the 60-day requirement in our GAA.
It is within 60 days after transmittal of the annual audit report.
Thank you, distinguished sponsor. On another matter, ang commission ba, ang beginning with the chair and the commissioners, kayo po ba dahil sa nangyari ng issues tungkol sa isang commissioner in terms of conflict of interest, meron na po ba kayong direktiba starting from the top all the way down to require disclosure of business, financial, or pecuniary interest in companies that may have result in a conflict of interest with COA officials?
Mr. Speaker, COA's reliance is on the provision of the SALN statement.
Ang problema po, Mr. Sponsor, is that the SALN does not directly require disclosure of all financial, business, and pecuniary interests. In fact, yun din yung pinagtasakahan ko kasi klaro naman sa ating saligang batas na upon assumption, at least, let's say, members of the House are required to make those disclosures. But it has not become a regular government practice for even constitutional commissions to do that. And I was hoping that the example could start with the Commission on Audit na i-require nila ang sarili nila at ang mga opisyal nila na magbigay ng disclosure. Just like when we embarked on our Infracom investigation here in the House, I had requested that all members of our committees make that kind of disclosure under oath.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, that is a very good suggestion, and we will, COA will consider that. We will actually write that as part of the transparency.
Ay, salamat po. Para maiwasan din natin yung nangyaring ang issue sa isang commissioner. Tungkol naman po sa mga lifestyle checks, would the Commission be open to subjecting their members, officials to lifestyle checks tulad na nabanggit ni Pangulo para sa ibang departamento or the Department of Public Works and Highways?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, with or without the prodding of anyone, the COA officials will subject to a lifestyle check.
How about the SALN? Maganda siguro kung mismo ang mauna na ang COA sa pag-publish ng mga SALN ng kanilang opisyal para naman mahiya yung ibang mga nasa gobyerno at sumunod sa inyong ehemplo.
Mr. Speaker, the Ombudsman, the repository of all SALN. So, the COA will coordinate with the Ombudsman with that.
So while there is a regulation by the Ombudsman, in the first place, my opinion is that the regulation violates directly Republic Act 6713. Pero ganun pa man, kahit may ganun regulasyon, I don't believe that the Ombudsman issuance prohibits government officials from voluntarily releasing or publishing their SALN. Kahit na, of course, with the proviso na i-redact natin yung mga private information or what is called sensitive personal information under the data privacy law. But it would be, I believe, a good example if the COA would be the first agency to do this. Wala naman pong pagbabawal yung voluntarily ipapublish natin ang SALN natin.
Yes, Madam Speaker, the COA officials and commissioners will consider the proposal that even without the Ombudsman's clearance, they will submit voluntarily the SALN.
Sana po ay maging commitment po yung inyong pagko-consider niyan. In any event, I just want to have a few more questions, distinguished sponsor. I understand that at present there are around 4,917 unfilled positions sa COA at ito ay katumbas ng halos 37% ng authorized positions sa Commission. Paano po tayo umabot na ganitong kalaki yung percentage ng unfilled positions sa Commission on Audit?
Thank you, English interpolator for a historical perspective of COA's hiring. In 2021, mas marami pa ang nag-retire o nag-resign. No? In 2022, ganon din. Marami pa ang nag-resign kaysa na-hire. In 2023, medyo bumawi ng kunti. No? In 2024, ganun din. So, total, from 2021 to 2025, yung accession, yung na-hire is 2,279. Yung na-separated is 2,353. And the reason for this, no, bakit marami ang nag-resign, nawala, nag-transfer, ang number one reason dito yung gusto na magpahinga, no? Iba looking for better or greener pasture kasi maliit lang po yung entry level ng yung mga COA auditors, COA lawyers compared to the counterparts of the government gaya ng PAO, Central Bank. Just imagine yung COA ang nagtitrain 2 years, 3 years, 5 years tapos kukunin ng Bangko Sentral kasi mas malaki yung sahod nila. They are not under the SSL, Standard Salary Standardization Law. COA is on the losing end always kasi yung mga magagaling nilang mga natitrain na lumilipat sa ibang ahensya. So, kaya marami pong unfilled positions.
Meron po ba kayong pending request sa DBM to increase the salary rates or grade levels of COA? Dahil lang sa pagkaalam ko, haharap po sila ulit dito bukas at maaari po natin itanong din sa kanila.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Distinguished Interpolator for that question. Mayroon po tayong pending revision of the auditing code, revised. Isa sa mga hinihingi po doon yung exemption ng mga auditors at saka technical people from the standard salary standardization law para pong ma-retain mga auditors at mga technical people na hindi na po ilipat pa sa ibang ahensya ng gobyerno or mag-abroad. So, I believe the distinguished interpolator can help on that, no? Makatulong po kayo na ay pasa ang batas na ito to revise auditing code. Matagal na yun eh. 1978 pa yata yung auditing. 1445.
Opo. We will duly note that. Meron po bang konkretong plano at timetable ang COA para mapunan itong mga unfilled positions?
There is a continuous hiring. Ang ginagawa ng COA ngayon to attract young and talented young professionals. Yung HMO, bigyan ng HMO yung benefits at saka kung bigyan ka ng extension class programs for master's degree or doctorate degree, saka mga award for service excellence, at saka yung process ng pag-hire decentralized na. Hindi na sa region na lang, sa region. So, yun po ang mga strategies ng COA ngayon to hire talented young professionals. And even job fairs during graduation. May mga job fairs booth. Yung mga O taking ng mga accountants, mga CPA, yun ang COA, bigay ng mga leaflets, no? Join the COA and be patriotic. So, yun ang ginagawa
I
ng COA.
request, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, a copy of the plan of COA to address this problem, because I know you will not be able to do a very, very good job habang ganitong karami pa ang mga di napupuno ng mga posisyon sa inyong komisyon.
We gladly submit to the distinguished interpolator the plan.
One last point, Madam Speaker and the Honorable Sponsor. Noong isang araw, humarap po dito ang kalihim ng Department of Health at meron siyang nabanggit na malaking problema. Ang words na ginamit niya ay yun daw ang kanilang version ng flood control project, yung pong issue ng Health Facilities Enhancement Program. According to the Good Secretary, over the last 10 years, the government has given LGUs around 400 billion pesos for these health facilities or health centers. Pero marami daw ay hindi gumagana. They're not functioning. When I did some research, nakita ko po na as far back as 2017, merong in-issue ang COA na performance audit report with very specific recommendations to the department to strengthen internal controls, etc. May I know what actions have been done or reported to you by the Department of Health in response to those very strong recommendations of the...
Particularly on the SPEP, the COA has already issued an EOM to Department of Health, and right now, the COA is monitoring the APSI or Agency Action Plan and status of implementation. So, we don't have definite data, but ang problema kasi ng SPEP, the absence of a well-structured plan, lack of site readiness, delayed procurement actions, and inadequate coordination and monitoring impeded the timely enhancement of healthcare delivery in government facilities. So, ang explanation or comment ng improvement of the SPIP, House Facility Equipment Program, equipment procurement process by first ensuring site readiness and confirming actual facility is needed before any purchase is made. Furthermore, equipment delivery schedules must be contractually linked to infrastructure completion with strict accountability for pump installation and utilization to prevent idle assets. Yun po ang nakita ng COA as far as the SPEP of the Department of Health is concerned.
Thank you for that. Madam Speaker, Honorable Sponsor, may I just request copies of the relevant documents pertaining to the COA's audit of the HFEP, or the Health Facilities Enhancement Program, as well as the responses from the Department of Health to the Commission.
We will submit, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker.
Maraming salamat po. I don't have any more questions, Madam Speaker.